Yep. We're live at 5. Yes, we are. Live at 5. We are live at 5. Alrighty, so was 5:05. I did good. I usually try to be here by 5 after 5, and here I am, right? So, hey, we had a good week. Gonna have to take some time here. I had my grandkids with us for the last some of our grandkids with us for the last couple of days, and they left about an hour before this started. So I was feverishly, I was like that meme that's on his computer. I was doing that, trying to get ready for the show. So here I am. I made it to around 5 o'clock, and I'm excited about that. Good evening, Ward, and hello, Canvas Culture 23. Hey, how y'all doing? How you doing? How you doing? We're live. We are live. We are live. We are live. Let me move my mic. There we go. Hey, does that sound better? For those, oh, you know what? I probably was supposed to be over there, but I'm here today. I guess I couldn't be worried about that. I was worried about making sure I was here on time. So I definitely couldn't worry about being at the other computer. I wanted to make sure I was here, period. Because you're just trying to be here. Be in the place. So we're a few days away from Christmas. How many of you still got Christmas shopping to do? I'm actually not doing any more Christmas shopping. I didn't do a whole lot. The most Christmas shopping I did was to put some things together for the grandkids' stockings, to put them into their stockings. And that's about it. My children are adults, and I haven't really talked to them about what it is they want. So I'm thinking I'm giving crypto for Christmas, though. I figured they wouldn't complain about a couple $100. Let me say a couple, not a few, a couple $100 of Bitcoin. What y'all think? If that's a good crypto Christmas. Don't know if you knew this, but on you can't really do Bitcoin on Robinhood, I don't think, but or maybe you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I was thinking, Robinhood allows you to gift shares. This is what I did last year. I gifted my children shares of Apple last Christmas. That was their gift I gave them last Christmas, was shares of Apple. I have to check and see if they still have those. But anyway, this year I'm thinking I may give them a little bit of Bitcoin, just enough to get started, because sister ain't trying to, fill up the bank, just trying to give them a little bit of, what they say, seed money, couple hundred. You know what? I'm thinking there's some people who bought Bitcoin way back for $100 and $200, and right now, people who bought Bitcoin for $100 and bought Bitcoin for $200. Right now, that's 100x, because Bitcoin is $100,000, $100,000, over $100,000. So, if they bought some for $100 and held on, it's like, ooh, talk about multiplying your money. I got chills. They're multiplying. Yeah, they're multiplying. I got coins. Yeah. Anyway, I was going to sing it some more, but when you do that on YouTube after a while will get to where they will, do a copyright claim on your videos, and then they want to share the proceeds from the video with the person on the music. I'm like, I sang like 2 bars of that song, and I'm not sharing all the ad proceeds with somebody who wrote Grease or whatever the song is. It might be Grease, but welcome. I've been talking for about 3 minutes, and I'm trying to give all the platforms time to bring the people to the party, because it takes them a minute to let the people know that we're here. You all put some thumbs up. If you're on YouTube, put some thumbs up, put some likes and all those good things. It will let YouTube know that you're here and we're here. So that way they can push it out to all the people. So if you don't mind, hit your like, hit your subscribe, hit your all the things. Yeah, I saw this one. I thought, oh, there's actually, okay. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. I was thinking about, I asked Jamie for something, and it looks like he delivered, but there's nothing to do with, nothing to work with. So, okay, hold on. Hold, please. Hold. please. youtube.com/@educator2trader. There we are. That's me. That's me. Giving the platforms a chance to get everybody on the line. We thought there was going to be a Christmas rally, and I'm not saying that the Christmas rally is done rallying, because last week though, last week. Hey, Mama Net. Hey, Janae. Last week. Well, Ola, I added you to the stage. Your mic is open. There you go. Welcome, Jamie. I was saying, I know if you didn't want to come, you didn't have to, but welcome. How you doing?
Doing okay. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Were you watching the football game?
No, my team lost yesterday, and I am on hiatus.
You're on hiatus. You are on hiatus.
My team lost. I don't got no reason to watch.
So y'all lost to the Ravens yesterday, right?
Are you rubbing it in?
No, I'm asking a question. I'm not rubbing. No rubbing. No rubbing intended.
We lost to the Ravens, yes.
Does that bother you besides the fact y'all lost? Do you bother that was the Ravens?
We hate the Ravens.
We hate.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's our nemesis. So we didn't just lose, we lost to the Ravens.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know you already know this, but my stepdaughter is an avid Ravens fan.
Yeah.
She just left my house a little while ago. So it did get mentioned yesterday, and she had her dad rewatch the highlights this morning. So it's been talked about, because we didn't watch it yesterday. We went to church and she was hanging out. But she asked him, did he see the game? And he was like, nope, did not. So she was like, you gotta watch the replay. So he went and watched all the highlights and everything that happened. And they talked about the guy who knocked himself out yesterday. What was that all about?
I'm trying to remember which play that was. So I didn't get a chance to see the whole thing with that. So I'm not sure what happened on that play.
Okay, well, supposedly he caught some ball and did a roll and tumble, and when he stood up, he fell right back down and was knocked out. So,
if I'm guessing right, I think what happened is he hit his head on the field, and then when he stood up, he was still dizzy. That's my understanding.
Okay.
Yeah, because that happens sometimes.
Yeah,
that concussion game is real, Chief.
You know what, though? I was talking to them today, and it was like, with as focused as they've been on the concussion thing over the past several years, and we still I'm not saying we, like I play football, and they still seem to have all these concussion issues. I'm thinking about how many people really suffered concussions back before anybody was even looking. Because if now they're looking so closely and they've got these, more improved helmets, they've done all these things to make sure that they can really fix this problem. But now we're still having this consistent number of concussions. Like, what happened back when when nobody was looking at it this close?
My personal opinion on that is, it's almost like with anything else, where it's like, when you look at what happened old school, the technology was not available, right? Because when you look at the first football helmets, them joints was leather.
Oh yeah.
Them caps, they might as well just have been wearing a skull cap. Them early ones didn't even have like a face guard on it. You know what I'm saying? So, them brains was sloshing around them skulls, like, So we get these modern day guys get the benefit of all this technology. So I agree. It's like, what in the world was what was going on
right
after a certain, before a certain point, really, when they had to start taking it seriously.
Right. Yeah, those are my thoughts. Like, really, what was the deal? Because there definitely was a deal.
For sure. I agree.
Definitely was a deal, because there was a lot that was going on there. Cooling. All right. Well, let's share some screens times. I actually was reaching out to Jamie to make sure that we had the stuff for our earnings this week. And I'm gonna start here, but um I really will go on back or swing back around because we actually don't have, like, it's Christmas week. Nobody reports earnings Christmas week. And I might as well just show you the graphic because, EPS takes such a great time putting it together. I don't want to steal earnings, whisper, shine. Okay, can we get you to share the screen? What are we doing?
They ended up combining the rest of December and January. December
Yeah.
and the beginning of January. I was looking for one that was just January and noticed that they combined them.
Yep. Okay, there we go. I think I've got it on the screen. Maybe not. Okay. Can we see that? Can y'all see that earnings screen? I put it on screen too. Hopefully that's it. But anyway, you see the week of the 23rd. Only person we have here is Limonera or Limoneria is tomorrow. I'm assuming before, it could be after. I don't know. It just says tomorrow. And there's nothing else for the rest of the week. And then for the week of the 30th, there is no earnings there. And then on January, it starts to pick back up. And there's no reason for us to really go through this. But the banks seem like they start on the 16th of January. The bank starts. So really that opens the season back up, or first quarter earnings open up, because it seems like the banks lead the way. First week of January, we got a few. Well, actually, the second week of January, I guess. First full week of January, let's go with that. And then you've got a few the second week, but the banks start to pick up on the 16th of January, which takes us right. That is, the 17th is the monthly expirations. What's it called? OPEX day. There we go. OPEX is the 17th. This is all the way January. So we're, several weeks away from that at this point, about a month and some change away. But I wanted to say that's when the next set of earnings will be talked about. Okay, that's when earnings will be talked about again. All right, let's look at, now we can go on. I need to move this. We can go on to see what is on the screen, what's on our plate for meetings and stuff this week, because there's not a whole lot of that either. This is Christmas week. I'm going to go back to last week in a minute. So I haven't forgotten that we usually go, nope, wrong screen, that we usually go into last week first. I didn't forget that. So this is what's coming up for the week, though. Not a whole lot is happening this week. We only have one red folder, which is unemployment claims on Thursday. Tomorrow, we'll have CB Consumer Confidence, which is an orange folder, or orange, as some people say. Tuesday, we'll have core durable goods orders and durable goods. That's before market opens on Tuesday. 10 o'clock, we've got new home sales, Richmond manufacturing. Those are all orange folders. Wednesday, of course, the market is closed. The banks are closed. Everything else is closed. If you're going to get food to eat, probably get it on Tuesday, because the stuff will be closed on Christmas. I've been shocked, though, that amazingly, there are things that open up on Christmas. It used to be Christmas was like a ghost town. Everywhere you went, nothing was open on Christmas. But now you can go on Christmas, and there's some places that are open because people still, I guess, need to do all the things. One thing you always seem to find, though, is the liquor store, the corner store always seems to still be open. Like, they're like, well, people got to have something to celebrate with. You can always find some stuff that's definitely marked up for you on Christmas. Oh, you decided to wait till Christmas to come buy so-and-so, then you get to buy it from us for a premium. So get what you need on Tuesday and get it early, because usually things close early on Christmas Eve. So keep that in mind. Market will be open is market open all day? What do y'all know? Jamie, do you know if the market's open all day on Tuesday? Somehow I remembered a short day, but I don't know if it's
Tuesday is Christmas Eve, right? So, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was open half a day.
I somehow remembering that too. Blue Sundays. I don't think you're older than me, Ward. I don't know about Blue Sundays. Janae said it's a half day Tuesday.
So I thought it closed at like 1 or something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense to me that they would close early. Did the Commanders win, Janae? I did see they were coming on back. The Eagles was trying to pull away, but the Commanders were like, not today, Satan. Not that the Eagles are Satan, but y'all get my point. Thursday, we got unemployment claims. This is the only red folder for the week, and that's at 8:30 in the morning. And 11 o'clock, we got crude oil inventories. And then on Friday, we've got goods trades balance, preliminary wholesale inventories, and natural gas storage. All of these things are happening in the morning. Even on things that we do have happening, they're all happening in the mornings. I would strongly suggest, and I do this a lot of times, when the liquor stores were closed on Sunday. Oh yeah, if you live in Alabama, I went to college in Tuskegee, and the liquor store was not open on Sunday, period. And of course, you had the bootleggers. You had to go off into the woods and the weeds if you wanted liquor and alcohol on Sundays. You had to go to people who was the bootleg selling it. But if this week, again, I caution you, as I try to caution us a lot of weeks, to watch your trading, watch the volume. It's going to be, most likely will be low because a lot of people take these 2 weeks off. This is a break time for a lot of folks. They've got Christmas parties. They've got short work weeks. Of course, a lot of retail traders like us will be in the market because you're off from work and I got time today, but the bigger players in the market won't necessarily be there. So just be wise, okay? There's nothing wrong with, we know watching is a strategy. Trade what you see. Just know that you may be trading on low volume. So what happens when there's low volume, because just not how a lot of people to compete against isn't necessarily the problem. What happens with low volume is if and when a buy order or a sell order gets triggered, because we know that the big boys, they got orders in that are already like sitting and waiting. If in the event a buy order or a sell order gets triggered, there can be a drastic price swing. That's really what happens when there's low volume. There's nothing there, if you want to call it that, nothing there to slow things down. So if a big order comes in, it can swing prices up really hard. A big order comes in, it can drop prices really fast. Well, that can be fine if you're on the right side of that. But if you're not on the right side, if you're on the opposite side and you're trying to maneuver, if things are moving fast, it may be difficult. So definitely be wise and be prepared. Okay, that's what you need to do. Just be wise and be prepared. All righty. Jamie, did you have anything you wanted to share about last week? I'm getting ready to pull up some charts from last week.
That I wanted to share?
Yeah, I mean anything,
Nah, nothing that I wanted to relive.
I didn't want you to relive any bad memories.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't asking for that reason.
Okay, yeah. I'm trying to
No, I wouldn't do you like that on air.
Wash last week out of my remembrance. Amen.
I'm gonna wash this straight right out of my hair.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
You're like, for real though. For real.
Man, that was nice. That was a crazy week. That's all I can say about last week.
Yeah, Powell, as they say, dropped the market. I don't know if it was him. It really, some of his comments may have, but I think that the market was due for a pullback anyway.
Oh, listen, I've been saying for probably about 2 weeks, maybe. Mm-hmm. I was like, this is not going to run up forever.
It's not. It's got to pull back. Got to come back and get gas.
It's got to pull back. There's going to be a seller's level hitting at some point.
Yeah.
So got to be ready for that joint.
Got to come back to get gas. If you can't drive up the mountains and whatever forever. At some point, you've got to stop for gas. And generally, the gas ain't at the top. The gas usually has to pull back to grab some liquidity, and then that gives you juice to keep moving. Right? The only way prices keep chugging higher is if there's buyers that are higher that keep chugging it up. And at some point, the buyers are like, okay, I'm good up here at the 6,000, 6,009 or wherever. They're like, I'm good up here. You can go ahead and pull back because I'm going to start selling some of this stuff off. So that's how that goes. This is the weekly chart we're looking at, which means every candle is a week's worth of data. This last candle here is last week. That's the candle from last week. It's a big old red one, big redden right here. So we went from the high of this week was 6,085 and we went down to 5832. So that's about what, 250 points last week. So it's a 250 point drop. Anybody want to, 6,000 minus 5832, that's 250. Yep, about 250 points we dropped last week. All right. So for those who were in on the put side or dropping side somewhere in the week, you probably made a few dollars, but or the call credit spread side. Hopefully nobody was underneath and got caught much. I know, Jamie, it's okay. I hope nobody got caught much, but we live to trade another day, even though it's painful. So Janae asked, will the S&P end below 6,000? Well, I mean, we're at 58 and some change right now, right? We closed at 58.32. You were just saying the rally comes after Christmas. So maybe, it could. It's just like it dropped down 250 points. It literally could run up. It came right down into this gap and got some juice out of the gap because I'm not sure if y'all can see that wick there. There's a wick that went down into this gap. I'll drag this down so that way you can maybe see it. But that wick there's right on the line. I don't know how that's possible. Like, why are you right there? This little dotted line here is blocking the wick. But the wick stopped at the top of that box. I moved the box. But this is all the gap that is still left from a previous time that hasn't been closed. Some of the price action came down into it and got some juice and turned right back around and closed even higher. So, let's see. Let's go to the daily chart and see what the days looked like. Looks like Friday, we had a green day after it came down into the gap, got some liquidity and ran back up a bit. And we closed at, 58. The high was 59.82. 59.82. So we dropped down to 58.32. And ran back up to 59.32. That's a 100-point run just back in the day. So could we be above 6,000? Absolutely. 59.32 is the close. This is the close of this candle, right? The close. No, that's the high. 59.30. 70 more points. Can SPX do it and sustain it? Shoot, we've seen it do stuff, right? It's been above 6,000 all these days. We're above 6,000. It could definitely go on back up there. Definitely could go on back up there. So I'd say it's highly likely, right? I would not speculate. I do not give financial advice, of course, but in my, if I was thinking what it could do, then I'd say, yeah, it could go back. It could go on back up there and grab and hang out up there again. It very well could do it. Okay, so that's SPX. Let's look at triple Q. Looks like everybody had their move. Wednesday was the day of the big drop off, though. It was kind of falling. Looks like I think I'm falling. And then Powell did some speaking. From what I understand, the stuff he said about the rate cut was anticipated, but when he said that they were going to have less cuts next year than they expected, that they were expecting to have 4, and they decided they're probably going to only do, they've said they're probably only going to do 2. I think that's the thing that got folks a little nervous. But what it did, this big old candle here came through and closed up some gaps. It closed up this gap that was here because there was a gap between these two candles. This gap right here had been closed. This gap was not, there was a little bit here. There was a gap between these two candles. So Wednesday, Thursday, all these Friday, these of previous weeks, the 16th, although that had left some gaps behind. And even between the 3rd and the 4th, there was a gap left behind. And Wednesday's candle went right down there and got it. Got all those gaps, got that gap filled up. Looks like the price action actually filled up that one as well. So this one can be taken off. This one here, price action closes it. That one can be taken off. right? The next one we got is down here. Oh, this is triple Q. Triple Q has a gap down below 500 that still has a little bit of room that needs filling. All right, so now let's look at what we got for resistance. Triple Q is not on our lower risk list anymore. It's not on our trades list for the week because I only put up the ones that are low risk, and triple Q is no longer on the low risk list. It has moved. So has IWM. They both moved off the list. I think SPY may still be there. I feel like SPY is still there, but triple Q and IWM, no. No, they're not there anymore. All right. Let's see. We've got some resistance up here at the top. We do have some supports in the middle of it. In the middle of it. Got some supports there. I see a couple. I could move this, but there's some more here. So there's a couple of zones that are real close to one another here. This would be a 3-2-3, basically a continuation pattern. Actually, it's really a 3-2 reversal because this 3 went up, so it's really a 3-2. It goes. This could be your buying pattern, right, where it came down across, or base, and then the leg out was this 3. Here's this last candle was Friday. This is SPY I'm looking at now. So this is an indication of this is a reversal move, and it closed just above this candle. So this indicates that there could be some more upwards movement there. Again, nothing is ever financial advice, but Tanya said triple Q got me a couple times. Yeah, I've been there. I've been there. And it's not a comfortable place to be, right? Same thing here. 2-2 reversal, 2-3 reversal. However, this one didn't close above that. So this one didn't close what's called in force. So you'd have to watch to see what is this. Even though it's a 3, the next candle was going to be in the middle. This one's probably going to have a 1 in the middle, and we'll see what happens next on triple Q. See what happens next there. Got 527 is some resistance at this point. We've got around 520 is some resistance, as well as the 517 area is some. Well, this price is above that, so now it would be support. All right. I don't know if we really look at IWM because of Rut. Jamie put Rut on the back shelf. She probably over there not going, I bet you'll be back.
See, I'm gonna tell you what my issue is. Everybody always acknowledges that Russell 2000 is on the back. Nobody acknowledges that she not giving up the premium. Chief. Everybody
she holds on to her premiums. She holds on to her premiums.
They're like, she's on the back burner. Her premiums are terrible. I ain't even get the same. SPX is handling business. What you want
Especially for handling business. Because how wide of a spread is Rut? Is it a 5 spread or bigger?
It's a 5 spread too.
Okay. Well,
I do wish it was a 2.5 spread, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, yeah, we can wish. Wish was a fish.
Right. I need.
What's the rest of that? If wish was a fish, what's the rest of that?
I need some type of cash settle index that's a 2.5 spread. That's what I need right now.
Yeah, that would be good.
See?
That would be good because right now we only have the 1 spreads and we've got the 5 spread. There's no middle ground.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I agree with that. There is no middle ground. That would be good to have one that was a 2.5. Well, shoot, you could trade some of the ones Apple is right in there for Janae, I was trying to avoid that P comment. Yeah, because you was close. I was like, she's not giving up the premiums. Yeah. It's a family show. It is a
Y'all
family.
read way too far into that.
They said you only with her with the premiums.
Y'all read way too far into that. But you're not incorrect in your assessment.
Oh goodness. Oh
I'm just
goodness.
saying. I can't do
She
Apple
gets
because it's not cash settled.
this is true. So the one those aren't cash. I know you were saying cash settle because I mean you got things that are highly liquid, like Apple is highly liquid, Tesla is highly liquid. These are 2.5s, they're not cash settled. So you're right.
Yeah.
I wonder who we can petition to find us a cash settled 2.5 spread.
It's gotta be. I'm more surprised that there's not something at this point. I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but like, what would be a good candidate? I mean, because Spy and Triple Q, they're as they get bigger, they still don't switch over to 2.5.
They sure don't.
They don't even switch.
That's a good
They
point.
still because they want them. They need that the middle ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
everything else like
Okay, so this is
ridiculous. So,
yeah. There's nothing else to work with.
yeah, NDX and DJX are both way overboard. So yeah, got it.
Yeah, that'll be. We have to petition somebody or other to say, come on now, come on now. Okay, so this is IWM. IWM, doing her good work, I guess. IWM used to be really great for iron condors because it just kind of stayed in a zone. But you can see now that she ain't playing right. Now she's definitely coming into some support over here. But with the way IWM has moved this small cap, which I understand that there's a lot more emphasis and focus kind of came back to IWM when inflation stuff and all the pieces, but you're still like, she just wildly moving. Like, what are you doing? And she's been falling off for a while, and then she fell with Wednesday with everybody Wednesday as well. So a 2-1, it's again not closed. Didn't close higher above this. Did that gap get closed? I don't know if that gap is closed. Let me see. What got closed based on this? So I'm gonna say yes, it is. I even looked right past that candle. So that Wednesday closed the IWM gap as well. And it ran right up into some resistance, 221.92. Okay. Yepper. Okay, that's what we ran into last week. Last week was quad witching Friday. And listen, y'all got to see if the people who were riding, y'all saw that the way the week looks, the week, provides lots of whiplash and all that good stuff was last week. This is Tesla over here for the week. We had a couple of days where Tesla ran, and then it fell back off. Look at this 3 candle means it went up as high as 488 and went down as low as 427. That's a 60-point swing on one day on Tesla. The ATR on Tesla isn't even 60. I don't think the daily, well, somebody can tell me, what is the daily ATR on Tesla? I don't think it's 60. That's a lot of movement for a day. Now it has pulled back, but now it's pulled back into a shooter, which is an indication of a little more downwards motion. Even though it did a good run up on Friday, this was Friday, it ran up nice, but it pulled right on back, and right from where it opened, it closed just a little bit below that. Do I review the ES? Not really. Not really. I do SPX, not really ES. It's looking at the same thing. I think SPX follows ES, but there's other people who are much better at that than me, and I'm not trying to be outside of my lane. Okay. Thanks for asking though, Kevin. Hey, I will doys, or I will do yes. I'm assuming that's I will do yes. I'm a teacher. Yeah. I'm taking my teacher break for the next couple of weeks. Which I'm going to talk about that here in a minute, taking a couple weeks off. I go back into the classroom on January the 6th, back to the college for spring semester, seeing if we can bring some people on to the, into the, what's it called? What's it called when you're science, math, technology, something else that's got like an acronym. Can't think about it now. It won't come up. Anyway, I'm trying to bring up some engineers. I'm teaching pre-calc next semester. That's where I'm going with all this. Oh, it almost came out. Anyway, I'm teaching pre-calc next semester. I'm not sure why that won't. There we go. STEM. Goodness gracious, that was stuck in my brain. It would not come out. STEM. Yes, I'm trying to move some more students into STEM careers. It's a different ball game though we're working with. I won't say that it's sad, but it's tough because I've taught in China and I've taught other places where the focus on STEM and science-based careers is a lot heavier than what ours is. And I don't know if we're in good competition. I don't know if we're on the winning side, because the kind of stuff we're turning out, or that's entering, not just turning out, but the kind of talent that is entering college is just like, oh Lord. Oh Lord. I'm like, if we can't get through factoring in pre-calc, this is a small piece of what we need in the calculus arena. Factoring is not the basis of this. It's a very small piece of what we need. I'm marking gaps here while I'm talking. This is Tesla we're looking at. Who on here trades Tesla? Do we have people who trade Tesla? I like to trade Tesla. It's got liquidity. I like to trade Tesla because of the liquidity and the good moves. I don't like to trade Tesla because of the wild moves. I don't like. Okay, Tesla's ATR is 24. So for it to move 60 points in a day is unreal. That's an unreal science. Yeah, I know what STEM stands for. It's just I couldn't get the acronym out. Science, technology, engineering, and math. You do covered calls on Tesla. Okay, that means you own at least 100 shares or you have a long call. We've talked a lot over the last few weeks as we finished up chart and trade. We've talked a lot about covered calls and cash secure puts and credit spreads. I'm leaning into that area yet again because I've always said, and I still will stand by it, that selling cash secure puts and covered calls is a very good way to grow your account. The worst part about cash secure puts, of course, you got to have a lot of collateral. Covered calls means you got to have the 100 shares or you've got to have a long call. My SoundHound 100 shares, or 100 of my SoundHound shares, got called away last week. We talked in our chat, in our Telegram, about I had the 19 covered call strike, and I was talking about whether or not to buy it back. And it came down below 19 for a little bit, and then it ran back up. I think it closed out at 21 and some change on Friday. And my 100 shares got called away for $19 a piece. My cost basis was 12. Now the drawback to this, it's good because I ended up walking away with a $700 profit from that standpoint. But I still, Jamie has talked to us enough about it that I now have a belief in the future, moving of SoundHound. But now my cost basis is higher because I do have more shares, but I bought those more shares at higher prices. So now I'd have to, I have two choices. I can buy the difference of the shares. I don't have another 100 shares. I can buy the difference of the shares and have another 100 to cover call with. I can do that, or I can just do some more cash secure puts at lower prices. Of course, just buying more shares, buying the extra difference of shares that I don't have, is going to be a cheaper move because the cash secure put is going to use up more collateral. But my cost basis, like I said, if I do the cash secure put, I'm going to potentially get 100 shares at a lower price. If I buy the extra shares I need, that's going to take my cost basis, keep my cost basis up at like 20. So, Cost basis from 12 to 20. Kevin says the premium is great, but to get called on them is not good if the stock continues to go up. Absolutely. Because then you're basically like, I've lost my shares that had a really good cost basis. I guess you could look at it, though, as taking your profits along the way. I took you, instead of waiting to take profits at some future point, you're taking your profits along the way. So, I mean, I'm looking at it. That's how I'm looking at it, as a plus, because I still ended up with a profit. And as they say on the TikTok, a win is a win. A win is a win. I'm going to take my win and be happy that I've been graced with that win. Right? There's a few cash secure put stocks that might be worthy. Like SoundHound is still, to me, SoFi is one that's a good one. You've got QUBT, QBTS, the quantum mechanics ones are good things to look at this point. The premiums are pretty good. You still got Riot and Mara if you're one who's believing in the Bitcoin space. The AI space, I think C3 AI, I think is in the 30s. So that may work. There's, you can use bar chart. And bar chart is a good place to go and check out what could be on the cash secure puts list, and maybe use that as your way to see what which ones do you want to do while you're going your assets. Which the great thing about cash secure puts is you're gaining the asset. If in the potential in the midst of this wheel, you should be acquiring assets because the shares are the asset. I don't know if you all saw my post. I made a post the other day. About, it was actually him. Is it him 500? I think it's him 500. The guy, he's with the leisure. He's with the Earn Your Leisure crew. I think it's him 500 guy. He in a blue suit, and he was saying that home ownership isn't the way to wealth anymore. I mean, I guess it used to be, but he was saying that his point was that he believed in home ownership, and you should own your homes, but to say I want to own homes but real estate, I think he was saying real estate wasn't the way to wealth, not home ownership, but real estate. Because you buy a house, if it sits empty, it could cost you money because it's an asset. It has to continue to be paid for unless you buy it cash. And it can be a depreciating asset if you're not careful. But he was saying that you can, if you bought shares, especially dividend producing shares, that is the asset. And then you can use those shares as collateral for other money and other things, because again, that's an asset. So I thought that thought process was good. And it's a different mentality than what we were told by our, parents and grandparents in some of our cases, to just go buy a house and buy another house and then buy another house and then be a landlord, which comes with its own set of headaches. I'm not interested in landlording. Now, what I am interested in is doing the REITs. I like doing the REITs ideas. I haven't done it. I have some that are in my portfolio, but I like the REITs because I'm owning real estate without having to ever worry about a toilet or ever worry about somebody tearing up the carpet. I don't have to worry about none of that. Right. Kevin says, recently, I almost lost 3 calls on NVIDIA, but when it came down, I took a small profit to keep my shares. Yeah, my trade didn't come down long enough. My SoundHound trade didn't come down long enough to really let me out with a profit. So I left it, and I was like, well, they're probably going to do, because didn't really want to buy the shares back and put more money into the shares. Looking back, it might have been a good move, but I was going to pay. I wasn't at the place where I was going to get out with a little bit of a profit or even a break even. So I left it and I let the shares get called away, because in the overall scheme of things, my $500, my $700, a win is a win. I'm taking it because I wasn't, even though I'm a fan at this point of SoundHound, I'm not married. SoFi, on the other hand, I'm a little more attached to SoFi. I think SoundHound has great prospects. Good things are going to happen with SoundHound, but SoFi, love of mine. Ooh, yeah, I'm with SoFi. A win is a win. I'm going with that. Okay, so Tesla is what thing we're talking about.
Wait a minute.
What?
Wait a minute.
Here we go.
After what you just said to me about Russell, you got the nerve to side with one over the other. It's the same concept.
I think I've just been with SoFi longer. I've been with SoFi longer. Me and him. We got a thing. Me and him. We got a thing.
So SoundHound is the side piece.
SoundHound
SoundHound
is
is
a
the
side
side
piece.
piece.
It
Come
is the
on
side
now.
piece.
SoFi
Yeah.
is the main squeeze. You understand?
But
Okay.
listen, but so far ain't been bringing them premiums either, though. SoundHound is delivering the premiums.
See exactly.
Exactly. I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think about it. You brought it
Exactly.
up. Whew.
Exactly.
SoundHound
I'm
delivers
just
the book
saying.
of premiums.
It's a familiar story. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, yes. Janae says it's cheaper to keep her. It is cheaper to keep SoFi because SoundHound has surpassed SoFi, and now it's a more expensive play. Yeah, yeah. But those premiums are nice. Those SoundHound premiums are nice. Yep. Mm, it's a similar story. Yes, it is cheaper to keep her. Oh my my. Okay, so in case you were wondering, which I'm sure you were, we are starting the small account growth accelerator. We've actually started learning and stuff already, but it's actually starting the first week of January. We're going to meet on the 4th of January, and we're going to, make sure that we got our plan all laid out. And I will do more between now and then. I will continue to communicate with those who are in the membership about what this really entails, what it looks like, what are we doing, what are we using, all the details are going to be forthcoming. But if you're coming to the small account growth accelerator, if you want to hang out with us for our growing our 1K to at least 6K, actually, I'm thinking the way I've got that mapped out, we can do that in about 6 months and maybe even faster, depending on how things go. Um, we're doing it in the membership, by the way. This is not a challenge. We're not like saying we're going to do this from January 1st to the 31st. No, no, no. We're inside the membership. We're focused on, getting what we need individually and collectively. We're going to be trading together, literally together. We're going to talk the same trades. Of course, you take it if you want, you don't if you don't want. We're going to enter, we're going to exit together. We're going to work it out together. Work it out. Semi-passive strategies, we're going to use cash secure puts, covered calls, credit spreads, probably starting mostly with credit spreads because with $1,000, credit spreads a good place to start. Like if we had a little more money, you could start with the SoFis and the SoundHounds with cash secure puts, but you really need to have a little more than $1,000 to do that. So we'll take our credit spreads to grow our money. And of course, if you start with more money, we can do more with the money. All right. That's the way that goes. Consistent growth. We're looking at supportive coaching and community in option sellers membership. That's where we are. I'm an option seller. In case you didn't know me already, I sell options, covered calls, cash secure puts, credit spreads. That's what we do over in these parts, right? We're trading like the big boys because the big brokers, the big writers, Warren Buffett, all the people who are, billionaires, they are options writers. Options writers is option sellers, which is what we're doing over here. Now, we're not big money bank yet. We're not big money bank yet, but we are on our way. Kevin said he hasn't traded equities, only futures. When selling stocks, how does the margin work? Well, you use the margin. You have to have a margin account because you can't do the selling without a margin account. You can sell cash secure puts in a cash account. You just have to have the cash there, which that's fine. If you put the cash in a cash account, you can do your cash secure puts there. You can do covered calls in a cash account as long as the shares are in that account too. If the shares are there, you can sell covered calls with it. You can't do a long call and covered calls inside of a cash account because you can't cover a call like that in a cash account, but you can cover shares. And if you want to do credit spreads, then that has to be in a margin account. Yep, Tanya, yet is the key word. We're on our way. Many of us are at our 3 and 4 year mark. And this is the place where it all starts to click and we start hitting on all the cylinders. I'd venture to say, and I want you to comment and put me in the comments or answer me in the comments. If you feel like it's your 3rd year, but if you're between third and 4th year, and you feel like you have a better handle on things now than you did a year ago, then put me a yes in the comments. And when I say a better handle, are you able to handle things emotionally better? Or is your psychology better? Are you more in control of your desire to trade and your FOMO? This is a yes. Are you more strategic in what you pick for your stocks? what stocks are you trading? Then there's a yes. There was a lot of us who started with credit spreads and we were like 50-cent spread only, please. 50-cent spread only. I'm only putting $50 and that's all I'm doing. Right. But now we got people, Tanya, who says I'm at year one, but Tanya, you've done a wonderful job of coming up and moving forward. But you started with E2T. Woo woo. Do it. Do. But Tanya now went from the 50-cent to the one spreads, and now she 2.5 spreading it. Yes. Definitely. You've come such a long way. I've been so proud. But yeah, I feel like I'm, in year 4 or 5 now. I think I am. And I feel more in control of myself as well. Like I literally can trade and walk away now or not trade at all on some days. I can leave my trades on and not feel like I need to check it a million times. And I run the community, but I also trade. And sometimes that can be something I got to do a balancing act. Oh, and I'm a teacher and I own a couple other businesses. It's just a lot of stuff, right? But I feel a lot more in control of my psychology now than I did when I started, and even a year ago. Janae said been trading credit spreads for a little over a year. Yeah, I feel like the questions you all ask and the way that our discussions are different now than they were a year ago, right? We're talking about the small account growth accelerator. That all happens inside of Option Seller Zone membership. I have a membership where we hang out together. We hang together. Yep. Learn, trade, and profit the seller's way. Supportive community, profitable strategies, daily profits to grow your account, training, and support. One thing I did not talk about on the small account challenge is we're going to also incorporate our daily SPX. We're going to incorporate that. That's going to be incorporated for those who got a little more knowledge, feel a little more comfortable with credit spreads, because it's definitely a little more risk on the table. The SPX is a 5 spread, so it don't go well. That's 500 lost all at one time. Well, not quite 500. It's 500 minus whatever premiums you took in, but it's a riskier move. So we'll incorporate that for those who want to include that in their life for this small account growth accelerator, but it'll be, for those who feel comfortable and confident. That's where we are in the membership. Okay. Now let's talk about our trades for the week. We got our trades list for the week. Okay. Take a look at what we see here. Take a look at what you see, and let's see which ones we want to. And some paper. Let's see which ones we want to check out for this week. What trades do we want to look at for this week? I'm going to do this a little bit different on this call than I normally do. So what do we have? What do you do? You done all you can, and do I see anything? No, any ones in the chat? Any ones? Notice that SPY is here. Triple Q is not here. IWM is not over here on the put credit spread list. The volatility from last week did some stuff to the 50-period moving average. Y'all see how Merck stays on this list? Do y'all see that? It don't seem to want to pop up. Pepsi's here. Exxon. I want to look at some iron condors. Microsoft, SPY. Okay. Microsoft, I got 427.5 on the put side, and SPY. Do you trade SPY for the week, Tanya? I like doing it for the week because I find that even if the price moves around a bit, with SPY and Triple Q, and of course, now that I say this, it probably won't work out, but when I've done it for the week, it's been fine for the week. Okay, premiums aren't, super fantastic. I think I might have took in like $22 or $25, which again, 25 or 25. A win is a win. If it don't get breached, you're in good shape. That was what I had on that one. Okay. I put CVX down here, and You see diamonds, not diamonds, DIA. DIA is on the Iron Condor list. So is gold is on the Iron Condor list. Gold's been bullish all this time, and now it's on the Iron Condor list. Let me see if I'm gonna put it down here. We'll go look at it because 239 and 246. Lowe's, McDonald's, Home Depot, all those are on the Iron Condor list. TJ Maxx, I see we got them in the comments. TJ Maxx is 120. And do you trade McDonald's, Janae? It gets mentioned a lot. I've seen it mentioned in other spaces. Pretty steady. V is the Visa. 312.5. Okay. Let's start looking at what we got. If something else piques your interest, then we'll talk about it. Okay. We'll talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. Ooh, baby. Okay, let's look at SPY. SPY on the daily is where we are. Yes, yes. Where's my? I knew I had some lines on here. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do before what I've done. Lowe's equals X. Yeah, I know I've done with Lowe's too. Lowe's got me last week or week before last too, Tanya. So Lowe's is a no-go. It definitely. I think I might have paid on both sides of Lowe's to get out. No, I profited on one side and I paid to get out early on the other side. Janae says no, but now that the scare is gone, it might be a mover. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to look here and we're going to look at our support and resistance, or support in this case for the put credit spreads and resistance for the call credit spreads. And then we're going to talk about where do we want to place our alerts. Okay, where do we want to place our alerts? Let me go here. Okay, I need to log out of here and back in because I want to be able to put alerts on. So this is what I want us to, low. I want to put our alerts on. So that way we start getting into, and many of you are already in this practice. You didn't need me to start to get into the practice, but I want you to get into the practice of having the, let me put where I can see and y'all can see. I want us to get into the practice of setting our alerts for when it's coming into the zones, because as it comes into these zones and it leaves these support zones or resistance zones, that's when we will enter our credit spreads. All right, we're going to enter credit spreads as they leave the zone, as they leave our support and resistance. What I've done up till now on this call is I would like preset. This price could be a lot of places, and I would preset our, based on the premium there. That's not the optimal way to trade our credit spreads. And we want to get optimal premiums. We want to get as much out of our premiums as we can. All right. So what I see here is our support is at, what is this, 580? Well, this one here dropped and okay, so we're in the zone. I'm going to make it into a zone instead of just a support. If we were to, instead of just a line, I'm going to go with a zone now. Okay, so our support zone could go from the bottom of this, which is 580.92, up to the top, which is 582.90. 580.92. I don't have a way for them to like mark this. That would be great. 580, and that's too small, I know, to 582. Oh, I'm not even sharing my screen. Gotta share my screen. Okay, I want this bigger. Okay, there we go. I need a bigger size. If we get to 32, there we go. Okay, so 580.92 to 582.90 is the zone that we're going to look at. I believe this is where I was, 580. Yep. So this is the support zone. Can y'all see that? I know if you're on your phone, you might have to, I'm trying to make it big, but I want you to, okay, this is the support zone. The plan here as you're trading is to look in your, to put this, to mark these zones, right? And then when it enters this zone, well, the price is actually up here, but as it enters and exits these zones, you want to look at doing your put credit spreads from here. This is SPY we're looking at. Now, as far as this, SPY is now at 591. So this is like 10 points away. It's a little far away from this zone. So let's look to see what other supports do we have between this 582 and 580. What other zones we have? So that means we need to go down to a smaller time frame and we need to look for our support. So let me turn off this. Let me turn off VWAP because we don't need you right now, sir. Thank you. Thank you for your service, though. Okay. This is where I want you all to consider and continue looking at your charting. We need to continue checking out your charting. All right, to make sure that you can find your support areas. I did it on the daily chart, and now I'm coming down to a smaller time frame so we can see, is there a support area someplace else? And based on back here, I can't see the date because of this is blocking it. Based on November 20th, looks like we were in this area before, and this is the area. So when you've got this zone, it needs to pull out. This is a one candle. Right? This is a one candle. So with our one candle, it was one going down. One means we want to let it go on up the other way. If it pulls back, we want it to pull back to a support. And then we can enter our put credit spread going up. Okay, I kind of wanted you to move, but looks like you don't want to move. All right, this zone is 589.40 up to 590.85. What did I say? 589.40. Okay. As it comes in here, you want to use this as your bump. And as it leaves this zone, that's what's going to help you to see that you can go on up from here and we'll enter. But I want you to be able to put on your Thinkorswim or wherever you put your alerts, which I put mine in Thinkorswim. I want you, wherever you put those alerts, I want you to put an alert that says 589.40. You go in there, and I'm turning my Thinkorswim back on, and you have an alert. And this is Trading View, will do alerts. I think it only does a certain number of them depending on your membership level, but you can do alerts right here in Trading View. Okay, I picked it. Let's see. Oh, there we go. SPY crossing the value. What, that's 89.40, or maybe that 590 and some change. We want it going 589.40 going up. Not every time, but I want it crossing. I want it going in here. Crossing up. I want it to be going past this, going upwards, right? So that way it's rejecting this zone, and that's where you will enter your put credit spreads. As it comes into zone and reject, this is when we do that. Julie's asking, what platform do we use for the membership? I use Telegram or membership, not a Discord. I use Telegram, right? E2T uses Telegram. Thank you, Jamie. Okay, so that's just what we did on SPY. For SPY, what I have is 581. I have 581 as a 581 as a put credit spread. Now this will be, if it drops down here is cool, but if you're here on this one up here, you can get into the 589. When it drops down, you can do 580, 581 put credit spread. I think the plus or minus for the week on SPY is like 10, 9.9 or something like that. So that's why if you're here and it leaves this area, you can get into something that's down here below this support. Right? Cool. That was SPY. Let's look at Apple. We're marking the support areas for the put credit spreads. We're marking the support areas. That way, when it comes into support and leaves that zone, you can enter your trades. We got strikes that we have selected, but we're entering these trades based on leaving or the rejection of support. We're entering based on the rejection of support. All right, looks like if we go here, we've got a little bit of a zone from 246 all the way up to 247 and some change. This is the zone. Okay, my computer's probably going to slow down because it's getting ready to open up Think or Swim and all the power. But we got Apple as 250. Apple is 250 as a strike price. We've got a zone here, up, over, up. This is a nice little chair. This is that one candle I was talking to y'all about, one candle, and then it went on up past it. Once it goes past it, you good to make your move in the upwards direction. Or if it goes down past it, you could have, this is one of those days you could have gotten some of it both ways. Once it dropped down here, you could have got this ride down, and when it reversed, you could roll it right back up, depending on how you trade. Okay, we're sellers over here, so we're looking for the spreads. But there are people in the community I know who trade as a buyer, which I ain't got no problem with that. I trade as a buyer. It all depends on. I don't trade as much as a buyer. If I'm doing any buying, I like it to be longer term swing, something you don't have to be mindful about. But I don't do a lot of buying. I'm a seller. Selling is my lane. I'm very comfortable. We're on a bullish reversal run up here. The support area is now at 253. As it has left this area, maybe it'll come back down and retest it. And as it comes to retest, you can then look at entering, going up. If it comes back in here to retest between 252 and 253. Let's put us an alert. What do y'all think about that? Put us an alert here. Crossing up, crossing up. You don't have trading view up. Once my Thinkorswim is open, we'll do the alerts on there. But right now, we got to keep the call moving. Crossing up above. I want us to go above this, 250, 258. I mean, 253. Make it easy on us. If it crosses up above 253, then we can go on in. What I have for Apple is a 249, 250 put credit spread. $249 and $250. $250 put credit spread is what I have. And we're entering that as we get a rejection of this 253 zone. As we get a rejection. I think the swim always got the stuff going. Okay. There's that. That's Apple. Microsoft. I see some support on Microsoft at 432. 432. There's a chair looking like back here. Let me make sure. It looks like there's something right there. And it is. And you see that? See, I changed to a line chart. And then we've got, see how boom, boom, boom. This is what triple bottom, Jamie, what's that called? When it hits 3 times. Boom, boom, boom. triple bottom. Usually that means we're going on, moving on up. Jamie's away from his computer. Where is it? I wanted the drawing tool. Oh, there it is. It should be under here. The brush. The brush says from this point that usually we'll be going on up from here. Come on, give me the rest. That's my version of an arrow. The brush don't want to brush right. There we go. Triple bottom, tap, 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 potentially to go on back. Everything is potentially. It's just potentially because it could actually act like it don't want to. Then we've got some resistance at 443. You have to watch. Microsoft might be in the, wasn't Microsoft on the neutral list a few weeks back? I need to turn on my moving average. That's what I do need to have on. I think this is the wrong. I don't want the shoot. Okay. I need my moving average. I'll switch over to Thinkorswim. That way I'll have all the things I want. And I won't be limited to the number of things I can have. Right. So this is a indicator going back up. As we come into the zone, as we leave the 437 zone, we're looking at a 427.5, which is below here even. Notice that there's a gap back here that we didn't recognize. There's a gap right there. Oh, price action closed it up on Thursday, so there's not a gap there. It's been closed. It's been closed up. I think it was, Tanya. We've got some supports between here and the 427.5. There's some supports because right now what I have on the list is 425, 427.5 PCS. Nope, not that. Okay, so there we are. 427.5 is down in this area. Come on, you can move a little bit. We want to come down, and the whole point, I keep repeating this because I want us to remember that this is what we're doing. As it comes down to hit the support and leaves that zone, that's when we're able to enter. We're able to get as good a premiums as we can get. And we want to enter from there, okay? I got supports at 430, 437.4. I got supports at 432 and support at 429. If you good reject off of any of those, you can go and enter your trade, right? Go ahead and mark your stuff on your charts. Okay, let me switch over. I think I got enough juice here, maybe. I wanted to change over to paper. I didn't pick that. Oh, man. Maybe somebody can tell me in the comments, how do you switch from live to paper trading on the app? I know how to do it on my phone. You just select and it'll let you go back to paper. It lets you switch over on the fly. But I don't know if Thinkorswim on the app lets you do that. Does anybody know? If you can switch from live to sim without logging out on the app.
I've always had to log out.
I can do it on my phone without logging out. Yeah, me too. But on my phone, you can go from thing to thing without logging out.
Yeah, on my tablet, I think I can too.
But not here. I don't see anything that lets you pick and switch over. Shucky ducky. Okay, let me just close it down and then we'll just wait again. Okay, so by the time we get that worked out, I'm gonna be done with this. TJ Maxx is at, I see support at 121. It bump. Ain't gonna bump no more. Y'all know that my life, my brain works in song lyrics. Double bottom, boom, boom. So y'all see how it did this W and then went on. Now it's coming back a little bit, but it did the double touch. It could be coming back for another, but it went right up to a resistance area and turned back. There's resistance at 123, and there's support at 121. Another one that might be in the middle of it, might be in the middle. All right, this is TJ Maxx we're looking at. TJ Maxx, I have 120 as a put credit spread. The 120, 120, 119, 120 put credit spread is what I have for TJ Maxx. 119, 120 PCS. Okay. Now you got some. So as it comes back down and comes to the 121 support, this is where you would enter your trade going back up. Set our alert. See how many you'll give me. Don't know how many you get crossing, going up above 121. I'm going to say 121.50. Because 121.24, this area here is the zone. If it gets out of that zone, 121.50, if it crosses going up, then we won't. Oh, now there's a name. I should have put you. Oh, where are the alerts? You can write some stuff in there. I didn't see we could write in there. That way, when the alert pops up, you'll know what you wrote it for. Sometimes I create alerts and then I don't write on there what it's for. And then the alert pops up and I'm like, and why did I put this alert here? Why did I put this here? Let's go see what McDonald's is talking about. Mickey D's. Mickey D's is that place people love to hate. They love to hate McDonald's. People, be sly. I don't really eat McDonald's like that. Let some fries get in the car. Let a bag of hot fries come through the McDonald's window. You gonna eat one or two. Period. You can not like them all you want. You might not eat a bunch. If you got strong will, you might not eat a bunch, but you gonna eat some of them McDonald's fries. Period. You gonna eat some. Don't even try it.
I might not make it out the parking lot.
Right?
I'm just being honest. I know I ain't gonna be able to make it home.
No, because listen, you better eat them before you get home because McDonald's fries don't travel well.
No, they do not.
They do not travel well, and they don't heat up well.
They do not.
They do not. So if you want some McDonald's fries, if you get them, you better go on and get on in there.
It's got to be fresh out the grease.
Fresh. Go on and put, people order them with no salt just so they can get them hot, and then they put their own salt on them. Like, give me the ones with no salt. That way they have to drop you some fresh ones. But McDonald's drop them fries so often that they stay fresh anyway. Okay, so here we are with McDonald's. Again, people love to hate McDonald's. I'm telling you, when I was living in China, we went to Hong Kong. There was the McDonald's in China. They had McDonald's, but they didn't have hotcakes. They had they didn't have biscuits. They had something else for the bread, like buns for the breakfast bread. But we went to Hong Kong and saw a McDonald's, and we dropped off in there because you're in Hong Kong, you're in foreign places. You're like anything familiar. You're like, let me run through it. So we had been in China for about a year by then anyway, and hadn't seen McDonald's. And when I saw they had the hotcakes and sausage, your girl was like, I'm getting that. I'm getting that. Janae said, for a medium fry, you better hush about for $5.45. That's how much the fries goes? $5.45? No. McDonald's tripping. I thought McDonald's has like a $5 meal thing going where you can get, I only talked to the commercial. I didn't get it. But I thought they had a little thing going where you could get chicken nuggets, which there is really not real chicken, and you got chicken nuggets, some kind of burger or something, I think, and some fries. I think that was their little $5.
It ain't real chicken. Why you making it sound like it's particle board or something? What do you mean?
It's not real chicken. If you go look at the ingredients on chicken McNuggets, it's like 3% chicken. Literally, I'm not even lying. I'm not even lying. It might be 5. They might have taken it up because they were on that Super Size Me movie, but it's literally a small percent of that is chicken. It's stuff. It's
Get
that pink
out of
stuff.
here.
I'm not lying. I promise. I am not lying. Yep. Spoiler
Dude,
alert. Janae says spoiler alert. Tanya said it definitely is not real. That is not real. Did you thought that was real chicken?
I have no comment.
That means yes. Means yes.
I have no comment about it.
I think if you buy chicken,
I knew it wasn't like chicken breast, but you talking
I
about
think if
5%?
you buy their chicken tenders, you got a better chance of real chicken. But if you buy their chicken nuggets,
I can't comment without research.
okay, then do a little quick Google. We can ask Siri. She could tell us.
That is crazy.
Don't make me ask Alexa. She'll have an answer. Go ahead and do a quick search and come back and let us know what you find out, Mr. Researcher. So for McDonald's, I did not mean to go down that tip, but then their hotcakes and sausage. We can still, I won't call. I don't know if that sausage is real either, but I'm just saying the steak bagel is close to being real. I just don't know how they get the steak the same size. How do you get the same size steak for every steak bagel? But those steak bagels be hitting. So, can y'all tell I need to eat some food? Tanya says, look up the pink slime McNuggets. Bioengineered food like Danny's yogurt has some in it. That's why the baby's acting the food. That's definitely McDonald's got all kind of stuff in it. But I mean, again, people say we don't eat it, but the McDonald's fries, you will dig some out that bag, no matter what you're doing over there. Okay. The support, McDonald's is a iron condor. McDonald's is iron condor territory. Okay. So 287.5 is
Is this
what
the
we
daily
have.
chart I listen?
Oh nope, I don't all them I was doing was not the daily chart. Look at you leaving me out here swinging. Yeah, now it is now. Yes, it's the daily chart.
Mama Net 2K was asking, so that's what made me ask.
Yeah, it wasn't the daily chart till just now. Okay, so this is the support now. Thank you, Mama Net, for bringing that up. 288, because you're looking at something different, wondering why yours look different than mine. 288 to 289 and some change. 288.90 to 289.90 is the support area. Okay. 288.90 through 289.90 support area, support zone, right? Our put credit spread, we've got 285, 287.5 put credit spread. So what we got down here, so below this support area is our PCS for McDonald's. We also have 300 though as our call credit spread areas, going above, actually above both of these zones here, puts us actually above all 3 of these zones, puts us in, let me put us on the one up here. We've got 300, 302.5 call credit spread. Now I'm interested to see what kind of money is up here for the McDonald's Iron Condor. See if we got any money here. Where the stuff went that I had right here? What? I had stuff here. Where'd it go? 288.9 to 289.9 support. ORT. And then I had what I have. 285, 287.5 PCS. Okay. There we go. That's a pretty big zone. All this is in here. So you got some good little space there. Time frame. I'm on the daily time frame now. Thank you for calling it out. helping me. Y'all help me out. I put that SPY on the 4 hour and never changed back. That's why I was seeing so many. Actually, it's not a bad thing to be on that 4 hour zone. That way you can mark your supports and all. That way you know when it's leaving your zones. Okay, Thinkorswim is starting up. That way when it leaves your zones, you got the zones that are there, not just the daily zones. But listen, don't be trading like sometimes we're in a trade for the daily for several days and you're looking at the 15-minute chart. You putting yourself in, that's too much stress, right? Don't do that. If you're doing daily trading, if you're entering based on a daily chart, then you need to stay with the daily and step down maybe to the 4 hour, right? Don't take yourself down to the 15-minute chart and your trade expires on Friday. Don't do that to yourself. Right? There's no need to even put yourself through that. Remember the time frame. If you're trading for the day, then yeah, you should be on the 15, the 10, and the 5-minute, stuff like that. But if you're trading for the week and it's Monday or Tuesday, that 15-minute chart is going to drive you crazy. You're like, oh no, it's falling. And then you can be like, it's not falling like that. No, don't do yourself like that. Okay. I'm looking here to see what kind of money we got if we did the iron condor. Looks like the 300 to 302.5 looks like it's paying $24. That's his right now. Of course, the market is closed and you're going to enter based on it leaving these support and resistance areas. You're not going to enter it, flat out on Monday. That's not what we're doing here. And the 285, 287.5 is currently paying $27. So even if the market was open, it's not paying $27 here. If you took in $27 on the bottom side and $24 on the top side, we're what, $51 you're taking in, $50 for a 2.5 spread. That's a 20% return on your collateral. Of course, you close out, a little bit early, that kind of thing. But if we wait till the price comes into a support and goes up into a resistance, we got a better chance of getting better premiums on them. Okay. If you set your alerts, you don't have to be watching it to see it come and do its thing. You can just let the alert you that it is coming into your zone, and then you can go on from there. All right. That was McDonald's. The next one that was listed here was Visa. I'm on the daily chart. We got some support here. We got some support down here. Support at 307. Support at 309.50. Ooh, and there's a big old gap down here that Visa left behind back in November. But the price is going a different way right now. Does it mean this gap doesn't want to be filled? Because it does want to be filled. All right. It wants to be filled. The gap is from 292 and some change, 292.80 all the way up to 302. So about 10 points. Is this gap down here waiting for a price to come back? It has not, right? So we've got some support up here. It's running right into resistance. Is Visa on the put credit spread or call credit spread list? I think it's on the put credit spread list. 312.5. Yeah, that's below. I was trying to see what other supports we have. I think there's some right in here. There's a chair right here. A chair is still a chair. Even if there's no one sitting there. Come on. But a chair is not a house. Ups. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay. So support at 314.72 right here where we are in the middle here. That's a lot of, it kind of looked momentum-ish. So be mindful. And we are clearly coming back into a resistance zone. This was a big one back from Wednesday where everything kind of dropped on Wednesday and it pulled back and it's going back up. Drop to here. This is a gap here that needs filling. There's a gap from okay, so this gap is from 309 and some change, 309.86, all the way up to 311. So a little bit less than 2 points, $2. There's a gap that needs to be filled. It closed down here. It gapped up to there. Probably a little bit of price action. Closed up here, gap down to there, price action. Okay. So, shoot, I'm thinking this is feeling kind of iron condor-ish too. What y'all think? All this time in the zone, even though it's showing bullish. Our credit spread though is right in here. 310, 312.5 PCS. Okay. After it comes into that zone, some support. Price will be support at 314.50. It comes into here and rejects. That's where you want to be looking to enter. When at the rejection of the 314 area is where you want to be entering. Okay. Rejection of support is where we enter put credit spreads. Rejection of resistance is where we enter call credit spreads. That's the way it goes. All righty. Do we have any more to look at? We've seen that it sounds like I looked at a lot because it feels different. So we spent a lot of time on our charts. Where are we? We spent a lot of time on these charts. And after we swing around to first of the year, I'm going to adjust this time on our call. This kind of extra involvement is going to happen within the membership, right? I will still come every week and we'll talk about what's coming up in the market. We'll share the watch list, but I won't be going all deep into the charting and all those things on our live call. We're going to do those things behind the membership gate. That way we can have questions and answers. We can all be interactive with our charting. It's going to help us all to be able to see the chart and be able to interact with the charting and grow and learn that space. So because I'm of service to the membership is my primary objective. That's what we're going to do starting very, very soon, right? So if you're coming on, hanging out with us and you want to be able to do more with the charting and all that has to go along with that and learning more and doing more was really what it's all about, is learning more so you can be self-sufficient. And you're going to want to come on over there to the Option Sellers membership, all right? Our E2T Morning Show with Jamie is having its last episode of 2024 tomorrow. Tomorrow, December 23rd, is going to be our last episode of 2024 in the morning, right? We're going to resume Monday, January the 6th. We'll resume there, but we're to E2T as a unit is taking a break. We're taking our Christmas holiday and a Christmas break. We'll still provide all of the resources that we normally do to those who are in the membership. We won't leave the members hanging, but we won't be live on YouTube until the first of the year. And we'll see what that looks like. Okay. We'll see what that looks like. I got a sneaky suspicion it's going to change a bit. Our E2T Option Sellers Bundle, all the strategies that I teach, all the cash secure puts I was talking about, covered calls I was talking about, credit spreads, selling, short selling, options 411, everything that you're looking for is in this option seller bundle. All right. You can find the option seller bundle over at educatortotrader.com. Everything you're looking for, all the trainings are there. Our December calendar, actually, we have one the next Monday, which I think is the 30th, shows that we're going to be on live in the morning for our morning call, and we will not be there. All these other days off are going to be off. And January 4th, the membership and those who are there will be getting together so we can kick off our small account growth accelerator. We're kicking it off on January the 4th with a good training, good setup. And what are we doing come Monday, January the 6th? That's how we're going to do that. Okay. If you come in, I suggest you come on, Cletus. You can take this time while we're taking some downtime and you can be learning so that way you're ready. All right. The secret to making 10% profits every single day using SPX is available for you at spxplaybook.net. spxplaybook.net. You can get, I need to change that because it will not do right on, there we go, on Facebook. Facebook doesn't like that link for some weird reason. I'm not real sure, but spxplaybook.net is available for $27. It is a strategy that we use. Some have tweaked it for their own, usage and risk management and all that. But the foundation of that strategy and how do you get 10% profits every day is in this book. If you like zero DTE and you want to get in on some zero DTE trades, put your money on the wood for just a couple of hours, this is where you want to get. You want to go on over to grab a hold to the SPX playbook. All right. Jamie, sorry to put you on the spot, but is there something that you would like to say as we wrap up this call?
Nope. Well, technically, yes. So hopefully everybody will have had a profitable year. If not, hey, let's work on over the Christmas and New Year's break. Work on what we can tweak in terms of our trading plan, so we can look forward to moving into 2025 with a game plan.
Oh yeah, definitely with a game plan.
Also, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for tuning in on Sundays and during the week. We truly appreciate the support, and hopefully we see y'all in 2025.
Oh yeah, hopefully. Well, if the creek don't rise, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, we'll be right here. Did you ever hear? Do you know the foundation of that statement? Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.
No clue. I live in the north. We really don't have too many creeks.
Okay. So now my husband likes to tell me this story, even though I don't know about his version of it. I know about mine. So in the South, we do have creeks, and sometimes you would have like the bridge. And if the water got too high, then the creek would rise and you couldn't get across the bridge to go into town or whatever. So you say, yeah, I'll be there. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. If the creek rises, then I might be able to go across the bridge. But now my husband says that there was this group of Indians, I think he said Indians, they were called the Creek or the Creeks. So it was like, I'll be there if the creek don't rise, which means if if this Indian tribe doesn't rise up with an uprising and cause problems. And I was like, I don't know if I like that story. I like mine better, the creek rising, the water rising, so that the bridge is not accessible. That whole thing about the creek as a tribe rising, I don't know if I like that one.
Facts are facts.
Well, my husband says facts are facts. He came in here and said facts are facts.
I'll say it this way. It's America, so it's very likely that both of those are actually true.
Yeah, I mean, it's likely. I just was like, I don't like that story though. But he says facts are facts, which is true. Facts are facts.
And in the Bible, it said, look up on the hills and see all those.
Yeah, just say that. Yeah, yeah. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Okay, so in the morning we will we'll be tomorrow morning we'll be on at 9:20, getting us ready for our Christmas week. Preferably all will go well and we'll trade accordingly. If you're ready to join the membership, of course, you can do that at bit.ly/E2T-membership or go over to educator2trader.com and you can find all of our products, all of our resources, all the good stuff is over at the E2T educator2trader.com. All right. So we'll see you in the morning. And I bid you adieu. I want us to do two things as we always do. We need to stay green and we need to get this money. All right. I'll see you all later. Goodbye,
Y'all have a good
everyone.
day.
All right. Bye, Jamie.
Bye.